just forgot a couple of things. Man, I feel really unwell. Really tired. I got a headache I can't get rid of. Yeah. So what I did last night in the cells is I tried to get septicemia. So we'll see if that happens and if I get sepsis. It's what I'm sort of hoping for at the moment, but who knows. So just in case, I'm just going to say a couple of other things. So, I've got so much else to say about what went on in the cells. So fucking dodgy. Oh my God, the police didn't get me when it was my turn to go to court. And I think police were a bit sprung because there was a forensic nurse in the courtroom who had come down to my cell and said, the judge is worried that you didn't turn up for your hearing. And it's like, and I just, I just said, what? I've been waiting to be called for my hearing. I said, what's the time? And she said, it's 10:45. And she said it'll be at 11:45 now because it goes from 10 to 11, and generally the arrests are the first to be heard, as far as I understand. And it's like, again, I understand people just fine. It just takes me a minute to sort of like map it onto what I know about people, and it's like, fuck, the police are dodgy fucks, man. They were, and I know that they would have, I bet they would have said something like, they would have just said something like, oh, she doesn't want to, or she's being, she's refusing, or something like that, because they are fucking liars. Oh my God. And so something I just wanted to say was that the arresting officer yesterday, and I don't know what her name is, she was the same arresting officer who tried it on last time to get me on breach of bail when I was at Papanui Station returning some of Lauren's things, to arrest and illegally charge me for something that Lauren said. She really, she's a very aggressive woman who was clearly training another officer yesterday, a very lovely young woman, and is either a mixture of ignorant, stupid and corrupt, just that typical cop mixture that appears these days, and just a liar, filthy fucking liar. Oh my God. So one issue that I'd had with the last arrest was that firstly, like you can arrest on a hearsay, which I guess just saying someone did something, but you can't charge on it. And she tried to charge on it. Now that charge failed, and so then she tried to drop it to a breach of bail charge, and then the judge, I think it was a magistrate, then didn't endorse it, and then she turned up with fucking, not just her little partner, but two other units, 4 other cops yesterday, and it's like, oh my God, like this is high hysterics. And so they've just worked themselves into a fucking lather, and I'm not sure who worked themselves into a lather and who worked other people into a lather. I don't know who's whoever is calling these jobs, and I don't know what it is. I don't know if they can read. I'm not quite sure. I really don't know. Maybe it's a computer system that picks up some keywords, and it's just a really, really shitty computer system. I wouldn't be surprised if that were the case, given that the 10.5 interface is so fucking bad, and the 10.5 webmaster referred my complaint about the interface to 10.5, the incident reporting line. It's like, oh fuck, like even the fucking webmaster does, the tech webmaster guy doesn't even know, can't tell the difference between a fucking website complaint and a criminal report. I mean, the police are just trash. They are just a drain on everybody's fucking well-being and finances. Anyway, so she turned up and was really aggressive, arresting me, and we can see that on the ring cam, and wouldn't let me get my shoes and my wallet, and when I got to the station later, like I said, can you please ring motel manager to say that my heater's still on, and they said they would, and they didn't. So when I got home, my heater was still on. And it's one of the motel rules that you don't leave your heater on when you're out, which is perfectly acceptable, and to be honest, for good fire safety. I mean, the police are just shit. They are just shit. And she's just one of those aggressive, smart ass, cocky. I mean, you've seen them all. And the women are a bit worse than the men, like that, just a wee bit worse, or a bit more prevalent or something. Like I think they think it makes them seem strong, but it just makes them seem like fucking little fucking bitch asses. Anyway, she was just determined to call the sky purple, and I was saying the sky is blue, because I know I didn't breach bail. I just didn't breach bail. I just didn't. And I mean, it's just a fact of the matter, I did not breach bail. And, they just don't know. They just don't know what the fuck they're talking about, but they talk extremely aggressively, and, they're really nasty people, or at least they are very nasty to the people that they arrest, because there's one thing about cops is that they really don't understand that you can't call an accused an offender, and you cannot call an accuser the victim. You can't do it. They cannot. I just don't think they can comprehend. I really don't think they can quite manage the subtlety of that distinction. Anyway, I mean, I was just having my say in the car, and so this sort of aggressive, I mean, I guess she's going to be a bit like a Helen Mullis type, maybe not quite so sort of rabid, but she said, because I was just making commentary about the police, I don't want to say incompetence, and I don't want to say corruption. It was just, not malpractice. What do they call it? Misconduct, police misconduct. And she said, last time you refused to make a statement, and I said, bullshit. Last time you didn't let me make a statement. They really didn't let me make a statement. But I was nattering away in the car, and they were interacting with me when I was telling all about Lauren. And I said I recorded from Woe to Go with you, and she said, oh, I know you did. And it's like, that's a really stupid retort. Why would you ever hire a cop who speaks to be a bitch before she thinks? So she firstly reversed the people who wouldn't take my statement. I was asking to make a statement, and they wouldn't let me. And then suddenly when I said, well, I actually recorded the whole fucking incident, which I did, and she said, I know you did. And it's like, okay, you're a lying moron, really. And I just thought I'd say that because when I got back today, the manager just handed me this envelope saying that this had come through for me. And I haven't opened, you can see I haven't opened it. I mean, to be honest, I'm really too tired. I can't be bothered looking at it, but it's like probably some sort of police disclosure, I would say, that would ordinarily go to my lawyer, but I don't have one, and I'm wondering if it's her, because I did enter my plea, and I'm wondering if she's, I believe, and I really want to show you that it's very, like, I have not opened it. And not that it really matters, but I just want to make it very clear that I am speaking before I open it. And I'm just wondering, and I don't know what her badge number is or anything, so it could be her, and I'm just wondering if it's her statement about what happened during that arrest. And I wonder if she's kind of worrying a little bit tonight about, fuck, I've done a fucking Helen Mullis. Yeah, and I'm thinking, I probably shouldn't have given away the fact that I recorded the arrest today, because otherwise she might be, I might have. Because the thing is, like, I'm actually just going to go after the police now. The police are just, they are just shit. They are shit on everyone's shoe. And yeah, I'll fill in gaps later, but it was just so incredible to see the way they operate. And like when I was signing out today, like after my new bail form was given to me, because the judge didn't endorse the charges, my new bail form was issued to me, and I was asked if I understood it, because there's a guy in courts, I think he's police staff, but he's in court saying, do you understand these bail conditions? And I was like, yeah, I do, but I don't think the cops do, because I've asked for a clarification what they mean by Homewood Real Estate, and no one's replied to me, and no one replied, so I interpreted it the best I could, and now they're screeching breach of bail. And I just had like that tall woman that I said sort of kicked me out today, with the wearing black. Like, I don't feel that she's a corrupt person, but she's a fucking hazard, man. She was just going, just fucking sign it, just sign it, just sign it. Like, and then there was a circle of fucking cops around me, just getting really irritated with me for trying to clarify the fucking bail conditions, because I said these are the same bail conditions as before. Police did not clarify for me what they meant, because Homewood Real Estate doesn't mean anything in particular, and I've proven that Caroline registers not from Homewood Real Estate Limited, nor does she, she doesn't own it, she doesn't work there. Like, what? And I didn't breach bail, and you said I've breached bail by contacting her. Like, I'm taking place at their word. If you're not going to answer my questions, I'm going to take you at your word, and then you have to fucking lump that. And then I was just trying to clarify things, because the fact of the matter is, I do have ASD, and I don't have the same ability to make the same assumptions that everyone else does. Now, I know what I was doing this time. I did, and I was doing it on purpose. I wasn't being deliberately disingenuous, playing dumb. But the whole fucking point is that Caroline doesn't own Homewood Real Estate Limited and isn't an employee of it. That's the whole fucking point. Because she is a criminal. She's a criminal, partly, with these fraud crimes, and partly in just being a thug herself. And I'm like, you've really got to be clear, because when I did this threat, which obviously, as I keep explaining, was basically a bait for the police to arrest me, not for police to do anything about it, but to get into the criminal justice system, where it could be exposed, at least. Half of the point was to show that this is a criminal who has hijacked my tenancy under false pretenses, and also that just because she wrote a statement and made a big deal about being the manager and owner of Homewood Real Estate and the staff and stuff, that's not the basis on which I threatened her. It was her and the psychopaths as individuals, right? So police they didn't say that I couldn't contact them as individuals. And I'm like, well, I feel quite happy to do that. And the thing is that I contacted them as individuals in very sparing use of sort of, carbon copy, to police. So police know exactly what I wrote, and they know that I did not. They know exactly what I said, and they know exactly that I did not breach bail, and they know why I didn't breach bail. Well, maybe they haven't quite managed to get their brains wrapped around that one. And I was saying, like, stop fucking hurrying me. I'm allowed to understand what I'm signing before I sign it. And I've asked police what they mean by this. And I said, look, police don't seem to have any understanding of business law, which is important. It's an important part of law, especially when fraud crimes come in. And they were all just going, just sign it. And then someone was going, do you want to get back in the cell? Do you want to get back in the cell, Caitlin? And I was like, oh my fucking God. So you are putting duress on a prisoner to sign a document, or she has to get back into the cell. Oh my God. Oh my God. So I'm going to annotate that bail document to record that fact that it was signed under duress of a threat to go back into the cells for no lawful reason at all. Like the cops are just criminals. The police are criminals. It is a criminal organisation. And yeah, I'll just talk more later, but I just wanted to get that down because it will be interesting to see what this aggro bitch wrote in her report. If it is her, it may not be, I don't know, but it could be. So yeah, now you know the story. Let's find out what she pretends it's going to be if it's her.